Hi, my name is Tim Gard. I have a project that I've been working on for a while. The project is in regard to electrical energy, power generation. Uh, I've been doing some research in regards to these applications. Um, there are some inherent problems in the systems that we've been using. We've lived with those inherent problems for the past because they weren't creating enough trouble for us to want to have to do anything different. As time progresses, however, we're finding that these issues are becoming more prevalent in our decisions on how to handle the replacements for this. One of the examples, we've had a lot of research on wind power in an effort to generate electricity. Um, Typically, when you have a device that doesn't function very well, it will usually be abandoned just because of the nature of its function. Um, Windmills have been one of those things that has been supported by governments like the U.S. government. As a result of that, there is funding put into this research and development in an effort to make windmills a viable, applicable device. Um, Typically, trying to get someone to invest in these things entirely on their own has been problematic. You can get investors when you have governmental backup on these things, because if the government is providing 70% of the funds for free, then that 30% investment makes sense. Um, in the case of wind turbines, they have to build a device that will function at full wind speed, uh, even though full wind speed is actually a rare occurrence for these things. Most of the time they're operating at wind speeds less than what the system is designed for. So the system has to be built at full price based on what maximum wind it will be subjected to. And in reality, this number is actually even beyond the generating capabilities of the wind turbines. If wind speed gets too high, they actually have to turn the turbines right off so that they're not generating electricity in order to protect the unit from damage. Uh, the result of this is that the percentage of output for a windmill is less than 10% of its overall rating. In other words, if the device is rated to output 100,000 kilowatts, the typical energy that you're going to be getting out of it would be 1,000 kilowatts. It's just the nature of the beast and the problems that it's subjected to with the accelerated mass of wind. I had heard a statement on the internet one time where a fellow had said that we have limitations in forms of energy, and we are going to have to live within those limitations. Nothing itself has the capability to replace all of our energy needs as they are on the planet today. It's going to take a combination of things. He was referring to wind turbines and solar panels and nuclear energy, and he was saying that we were going to need all of these things in order to maintain the status quo for energy levels on the planet. I disagree with that. What we're looking to do here is to bring something to you that you can look at and you can study, and you can make the determination if what I'm telling you about it is true. The device that I have put together does have the capability of replacing all of the energy sources on the planet on its own, and it also has the capability to create even more. I'm a little hesitant to pull up any number specifically what that might be, but I would say easily 10 times more than what we're doing right now with some specific applications of this device. In other words, if you consider all of the energy that we're using on the planet right now, the device that I'm going to show you here, or that I can show you through this contact, is going to produce 10 times the amount of energy if we needed to. Probably more than that, but I haven't done any specific numbers to verify that aspect of it. The 10 times number comes from just the what I can look at and do an estimate of how much energy is involved in it. To give you an example, if we talk about Fundy Bay in Canada, there is a mass equal to all of the mass in Lake Superior that is elevated into the air by about 70 feet twice a day. Now, the amount of energy that it takes to elevate that much water 70 feet in the air twice a day probably wouldn't take too long to equate to the total energy consumed on the planet on a daily basis. And that's just one installation. The application of the mechanical device that I have under patent that I'll be discussing when those people who are interested in talking about it would have the capability to insert into a device such as Fundy Bay and withdraw large amounts of energy. For those of you who are environmentally tilted, this is not going to create any serious problems environmentally. There's a lot to that. I mean, that's an easy statement to make. I understand that, but if you look at it and you study it, you can see that there are ways to gain that energy without causing a negative impact on the planet naturally. What we're looking for here is people who are interested in looking at this device and studying it and determining if what I am telling you is true. Obviously, our mission is to find people who are interested in looking at this thing from an investment standpoint. There is a lot involved in it, not something that I wouldn't want to attempt to describe in a video such as this. So what I'm looking for are people who are interested in hearing about this process, who would contact me and make arrangements for us to sit down and go through the concept mathematically and in looking at it to determine its viability. What I'm looking to do, I have several sites that I've looked at, and I'm looking at the possibility of building a demonstration site where we can generate electricity using this process and insert it into the grid for sale. One of the primary downfalls of devices like wind turbines is they cannot store energy. When the wind blows, they have to generate electricity and sell it, and if there is no need for the electricity they're generating, then obviously they can't sell it. If there is a need for electricity and the wind is not blowing, then they cannot generate any electricity to be sold. The device that we're working with here not only gathers energy, but it will store it for extremely long periods of time without the use of chemicals or heat processes that result in high amounts of loss. This website will provide information for you to contact me, and we can make an appointment and sit down and talk with you in more detail about the design of this device, and give you an opportunity to ask questions about it and to look at it and decide if it's something that you would like to become involved in. My name is Tim Gard. My telephone number is 716-560-7289. My email address is dragmit@roadrunner.com, dragmit@roadrunner.com. If you are interested in hearing more about this, let me know and we'll make arrangements. Thank you.